Okay, now bear with me because I always have problems with this word. What do you call an entrepreneur who opens up a business outdoors inside of a state park? Simple, an outdoorpreneur. And guess what? I didn't make up that word. The DNR did. Because the DNR loves it when creative and motivated people open new, fun, and unusual businesses right inside the park. And we traveled all the way to Tawas Point State Park on Lake Huron to feature one such business, the Tawas Point Grill. But first I have to say that this is a beautiful and very unique state park. It sits on a sandy peninsula that hooks way out into Tawas Bay with breathtaking views of the bay, East Tawas, and Lake Huron. And the lighthouse out here is spectacular. It's an absolute Michigan classic. And if you're looking for an awesome place to camp with the fam, this pleasant peninsula will please all your peeps, and even your pups. Anyway, getting back to the Tawas Point Grill, this is a cool, funky, family-owned little place that sits on the lakeside almost at the tip of the peninsula. It's got a laid-back, tropical kind of vibe, and the food is just what you need after a long day of play at the park. Or heck, you could just come out here and eat. Dean Trainer is the owner, chef, and yes, outdoorpreneur who makes awesome outdoor edibles all summer long. You know, if I was going to be an outdoorpreneur, this is the place I'd do it. This is like a little slice of the tropics.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, your job doesn't suck.
No, it does not. It used to, but it don't no more. Not here.
Well, before we get to your food, which I snuck in here and tried a couple weeks ago, I think you saw me.
Yeah.
This is quite an incredible state park.
Yes, it is. There's lots of trails, foot trails to go off to the point. This is a fantastic birding sanctuary.
Yeah.
Birds that migrate from all over, butterflies, anything that migrates really is going to pass through here.
And the fact that it's on a peninsula that juts way out into the water, so you've got on one side a beautiful view of the bay and East Tawas and Tawas. On the other side, you may as well be on the Pacific. This is beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, this is gorgeous. It is. And you're absolutely correct.
Now, what made you decide to become an outdoorpreneur in a state park?
This was my daughter's idea, actually.
Your daughter?
Yeah.
Our kids get us in trouble all the time.
Well, I know, but she just, I didn't want me driving truck no more, so I decided to do this. I've always wanted to cook. I've loved cooking, and so yeah, this is so much better.
And you're famous for, I guess you do your own ribs, your own pork butt.
Yes, yep. Which I have pork butt on the smoker right now.
Yeah.
Got here a little after 5 this morning. Made sure I got that going. I've got ribs going.
Well, what's neat is you've taken like beach food, the little beach shack type food. You've taken it up quite a few notches.
Yeah, I did. I tried to do that. We have a dinner crowd that comes out.
Yeah.
And you can come on out and you can sit down. Burger King does not have this out here.
No.
So I don't know how much more I can say to that.
I also love the fact that you're dog friendly. You can actually bring Fido out here and enjoy a meal with him.
Yeah, absolutely. We are kind of particular though. As long as your dog's not chewing on anybody, come on in. No problem. We keep a water dish on the deck. We're pet people.
What do you love about working in a state park like this?
Oh, it's just the people that you see and meet that are coming from all over the world. They sign the building. We've got people from Russia and Australia, Puerto Rico, and Jerusalem. That's neat. Family memories. I took a picture of a family the other day at sunrise, right there by that birdhouse, and it was just perfect.
Oh, that's right. We're on the sunrise side.
You are. We are. Yes, the sunrise side.
Yeah, there's just something about sitting on a deck like this with that much water in front of you, enjoying a meal that where else can you do that?
It's comforting.
Yeah, I think it's really neat that the DNR is giving guys like you the chance to have businesses inside the parks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and they're great to work with. They really are. No complaints there.
Well, after me and Dean had a tremendous talk, he whipped us up a mess of mouth-watering Munchables. And his families frolicked. Me, the fellers, and even Teresa ate like pirates, all with the warm summer sun soothing our souls. This was perfect. So if you're looking for a new park to explore, check out the Tawas Point State Park. And if you're looking for a place to stick your toes in the sand, all while enjoying several savory summer selections, slide on into the Tawas Point Grill. Oh, and don't forget to look for where we signed UTR on the shack shutter.
I didn't misspell it or nothing.
Now, plein air painting is the act of painting beautiful landscapes and scenes actually outdoors in nature. And the words plein air mean outdoors in French. Boy, if there was only a place like that in Michigan where we could do stuff like that.
Hello, we do. They're called state parks, and we have over 100 of them in all shapes, sizes, and locations. So if you want the best of Michigan's natural beauty, just pick one, get out your palette, and commence to painting. But if you want one with an iconic lighthouse on it, might I recommend the Holland State Park in, Holland. For a plein air painter, this place is paradise. Holland State Park has everything. It's got 142 acres of beautiful Lake Michigan beach and a ton of fun dunes to climb. And as I previously mentioned, Big Red, a historic lighthouse that proudly stands on the south side of the Holland Channel. Now, before I get too much sand in my shoes, I thought I should sit down with Martha Elkert and Sharon Griffiths-Tarr and get a better idea of what the heck plein air painting is really all about.
So you guys are members of, now let me see if I get this right, GL Papa,
Yeah.
which is the Great Lakes Plein Air Painters Association.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
How long has that been around?
We started in 1998 and been growing slowly, steadily over the years. And not only in the number of memberships, but also as far as programming and that too.
Is there an original plein air painter? Was there somebody that invented it, or somebody just they didn't have enough money to rent a space?
It really started primarily with the Impressionists in France, and the reason being is that tubes of paint became available to artists. Up until then, they used to have to take pig splatters and make their own paint and put them into the bladders of a pig, and of course you don't want to carry those around because they would be squished and broken. And so painting with oils anyway outside was just not something most people could do until that happened.
Now, Marty, how long have you been plein air painting?
Oh, probably 6 years. I started out we lived in New Mexico, and I started doing plein air painting there. So, which is totally different than here.
Well, yeah, totally. Yeah, you think? The Great Lakes and everything. Well, you guys did a program with Michigan State Parks, correct?
We did. We partnered with the DNR this year for a program that we call Paint the Parks, and it's for the centennial of the Michigan State Parks. So we thought it was a good pairing for the plein air and the state parks.
Well, I can't think of a more beautiful place and natural place than the Michigan State Parks to do plein air painting. And,
Yes,
and the
it's been
terrains are so
perfect.
different. I mean, everything from the water with the lighthouses to the mountains, like up in Lake of the Clouds, to Quamanon Falls. I mean, there's so
Right.
many things you can paint.
That's one of the unique things about our organization versus some of the others that are in the state. Most of them are all local. And our idea in the beginning, and we are still building on that, is to paint the watershed of the Great Lakes. And so we travel all over.
Well, what are some of both the challenges and the joys of plein air painting? I know one of the challenges we're experiencing today, and that's the high winds.
The weather.
Yeah.
The weather's always the challenge.
I've always said that the people in Michigan that paint outside, we are the true, what we call guerrilla painters, because we paint in anything. We're the hardy group.
Well, but what's the pleasure of painting?
Just being out in nature and being able to see what you're painting. And one of the things about, and I think it's why the Impressionists went out too, is because if you go out and you paint from nature, on location, from life, and it just makes you a better painter than in your studio, because you actually, what those trees look like and how those leaves turn in the wind. The other joy of it, I think, is being out around people, because we always have people coming by and stopping and talking to us.
I think in so many ways too, it helps the public begin to understand it can be more than just a hobby.
Right.
It can be a career if you're interested in that.
I didn't even think about that aspect of it, that you're out. It gives you a chance to sort of show the world what you're doing and have them experience. Because
Right.
where else can you walk up behind an artist and look over their shoulder
Exactly.
and watch and see what they're painting?
And people do seem to enjoy that.
Well, I just recently discovered I'm part French, so do you think I've got what it takes to be a plein air
There
painter?
you go. That's all you need. You just need a tam.
And some talent.
Yeah. That helps.
Well, they say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Well, it's a good thing we've got two, because with parks as beautiful as Holland State Park, you'll need both of them. And it's also a good thing that we have talented plein air painters around to capture all of it for us.
So if you're an aspiring artist and you're tired of painting that same old bowl of fruit on the kitchen table, do some plein air painting at a Michigan state park near you. Besides, at my house, somebody keeps eating all the fruit. That's so weird.